Live from Fox 39 and your home team. Eyewitness News in the morning starts now.
New at 8, hold on to those masks. Illinois governor saying that they're not going anywhere. His message this morning was the state's plan to fully reopen.
The American Rescue Plan is already doing what it was designed to do, make a difference in people's everyday lives.
Plus, the president pushing his stimulus package this morning, the promise he's now making to make sure that money goes to where it's supposed to.
And later, how much are you spending on your pet? So we're going to tell you the average answer, plus where all that money is going. Want to start, though, with that live look outside this morning. What is that? That's snow. I just can't even get over it. I don't know if you guys love it or hate it out there. I think you can probably have my feelings on that right now.
A couple guesses how you feel about
Yeah,
the
I'm just, ready for spring. We're going to see that, though, officially this weekend. Good morning to you. Thanks for being with us early this morning. I'm Whitney Martin.
And I'm Elliot Grandy. I saw a chart that really played it out well.
Did it?
I think it said we had the false spring.
Yes.
So now we're going to be in second winter.
Okay.
And then I think it's the pollen time of the season, and then the real spring. So we have a couple levels, couple hurdles to get through till we're fully good. We'll see more green outside. But good morning, good Tuesday morning to everyone. Thanks so much for tuning us on here on Eyewitness News.
Yeah, so officially going to be spring this weekend. Meteorologist Joey Marino joining us right now. When's it going to feel like it?
Actually, this weekend.
Okay.
So right on schedule.
Right on the money.
Just got to get through a couple of 40s. I mean, 40s isn't bad.
Hey, we'll
personally,
take it.
But yeah, we're looking at 50s and 60s by the time that spring equinox happens.
So grilling weather.
Yes.
Bring it back out. If you had to put it back in, bring it back out.
Yeah, our good friend Colin, who works with us here, our social media guru, he was always like, when can I pull out the grill? And I'm like, any day.
Yeah.
But, if it's sunshine and 50s this weekend, definitely a nice way to ring in the spring season. But as we look outside this morning, you can see we're still dealing with a little patchy fog out there this morning, a little patchy drizzle, but that should stick around into mid-morning, possibly even into 10 to 11 o'clock. But that should give way to mostly cloudy skies and possibly a few breaks in the clouds, a few peaks of sunshine by this afternoon. Mostly cloudy out there. Temperatures still in the low 30s. Haven't really budged much over the past couple of hours. 32 in Savannah, 32 in Rochelle, and 32 up in Janesville. Now, most of us still seeing visibility under 5 miles this morning, so want to take it slow if you're heading out onto the roadways. Now, overall, we're going to see a slight chill in the air. We're going to have high temperatures back in the low 40s for this afternoon, and like I said, could see a few peaks of sunshine late in the day. Let's take a look at our First Warn Interactive Radar, sponsored by Rockford Auto Glass and more. Quiet start to the morning, but we'll have that chance for sunshine not only today, but also for the first day of spring, and we'll have more details coming up in the forecast. Whitney?
All right, thanks so much. Well, new this morning, some states now lifting those mask mandates we told you about, but Illinois governor is saying right now, don't expect that to happen anytime soon. Pritzker saying case numbers have gotten better, restrictions getting looser, businesses can reopen. However, the governor says those masks going to stick around for some time. Some state lawmakers have complained the governor has left them out of that decision-making process during the pandemic. So they've introduced a bill that would require legislative approval for any emergency declaration extending past 30 days. Governor Pritzker, though, would not comment right now when it comes to supporting that bill. Meanwhile, the governor is expecting to unveil his plan to fully reopen the state. We should learn that later this week. It's going to be a gradual move to phase 5. We've been into phase 4 since the summer now, but it takes us to the next step. The head of the State Department saying right now that Illinois will need to get a majority of seniors vaccinated and reach benchmarks for overall vaccinations and COVID-related deaths. Phase 5 means everything can fully reopen, so think of festivals, conventions, fairs, large gatherings of all sizes. Again, though, those masks going to likely stick around.
For people now being productive during this pandemic, the workday growing almost 80 minutes longer in 2020. Workers, though, were 200% more productive. Protoscore saying the typical white-collar workday during this pandemic averaged from 7:46 in the morning to 6:12 at night. Now, we want to know if you've been more productive, if you're following this suit here in the last year. Comment on our Morning Mug Club post. It's on our Facebook page, and we'll be reading some of those answers in just a bit. Meanwhile, staggering numbers this morning. More than 3 million mothers have now left the workforce since this pandemic started. The state now taking steps to help out right now. The Pritzker administration and State Board of Education now calling for an extra $50 million in state funding for early childhood education Experts testifying at an Illinois House Educational Committee saying many parents now face hurdles getting kids back into childcare. A lot of families still haven't really recovered from that disruption to schools and the economy.
We've seen very sharply reduced participation in early childhood education and care, understandably, during the pandemic, with families either not working from home, or not comfortable having their kids being in a congregate setting.
Well, this is happening all around the state. Another recent survey asking working moms how many are considering taking a step back at work. 2 in 5 saying that they have started thinking about it. Many of them citing childcare as the main reason there.
New this morning, the latest round of COVID relief could help some college students as well as their families. Students and parents can both get a stimulus check even if that student is a dependent. Now, in other relief packages, there's an age cutoff for students older than 16 didn't qualify. Students with kids could also get more money. They're going to be able to receive that child tax credit. And unlike in the last rounds of relief, this time that money is refundable. President Biden traveling to Pennsylvania today to win support for that relief package.
Yeah, but White House critics now say he should actually turn his focus somewhere else.
Nice to see all of you. Good luck.
First Lady Jill Biden visits a school in New Jersey, showing just one possible recipient of some of the nearly $2 trillion the federal government is spending in the name of COVID relief. She and President Biden, along with Vice President Kamala Harris and the second gentleman, are fanning out across the country, all with the same message.
Shots in arms and money in pockets. That's important. The American Rescue Plan is already doing what it was designed to do. Make a difference in people's everyday lives.
The White House is promising to crack down on waste or abuse of the funds, amid reports that some California school districts have discussed spending some of the money on teacher bonuses. Even one suggestion to offer flights to Hawaii. In Chicago, now flush with $1.8 billion in relief, city aldermen are discussing creating a universal basic income.
I know the president's going to travel this week. This is where he should bring Air Force One.
Some Republicans, meantime, traveling to the U.S.-Mexico border, point to the growing immigrant crisis there, with thousands of unaccompanied children now filling already overcrowded facilities. The situation deteriorating so quickly that FEMA has now been deployed to help.
Well, back here at home, millions of people still out of work this morning, but a new deal at Rockford's airport could bring dozens of new jobs to the state line. RFD just signing an airport cooperation agreement with Cologne Bonn Airport. It's in Germany. Ken Ryan's the director of cargo at RFD. He tells us that agreement will lead to more cargo traffic at both locations. Ryan also expects to have direct cargo flights from Rockford to Cologne later this year. Believes just a flight a day could actually bring in dozens of new jobs locally.
That would bring on something in the range of 30 to 50 employees. That's really quite substantial. Those employees would be employees that are working on the computers on the inside, those that are loading the cargo.
Ryan says that agreement will allow the airports to exchange ideas on how to make operations a little bit more efficient.
Now, Winnebago County, we know today, is not the same as it was a year ago.
Yeah, Alexis Carpello spoke with a state line doctor, says this pandemic has really changed the front line forever.
1 year ago, it was a lot of grief, a lot of emotional impact the COVID had on all of us.
Swedish-American pulmonologist Tabassum Nafsi has been treating patients infected with COVID-19 since the virus hit Winnebago County.
Once the COVID hit us, it was, a different story. Just the sheer stress of the disease and the amount of patients we saw, it was quite overwhelming. In my 15 years of career as an intensivist, what I noticed was that a lot of these patients were so sick and they did not have families next to them.
She says December and November were the most frustrating months.
It's not easy to do so when you have 5 or 6 people decompensating in front of you every single day. So I think emotionally it had a major toll on all the healthcare providers. In November, we were back to full swing on things. Our ICU was closed again. We saw sheer amount of patient volume, severity and illnesses. And the COVID numbers went up again significantly, that we went back into our emergency schedule mode.
Dr. Nafsi just got off that schedule 2 weeks ago. Winnebago County Health Department Director Dr. Sandra Martell has been tracking cases daily.
It's hard when you report the numbers and you learn of the deaths and you learn of the family members and you recognize those are lives lost from our community. Your goal is to prevent those deaths. And what a hard one this has been.
Now, both healthcare professionals say there's hope, but there will likely be a lasting effect on frontline workers.
We will see a lot of depression and anxiety from this COVID, how it has impacted us all personally. I have seen it personally, how it has affected me. Now there is hope. So the vibe is different because now with the vaccine, we see hope that things can start loosening up. We will see much more milder form of COVID-19 than the severe form.
Well, the health department now planning to open up another vaccination site on the city's west side. It's getting more people vaccinated there. We'll have more details on that coming up at 8:30. Well, time now is 8:10. Are you getting enough sleep right now? It's a big question this week. I'll tell you how you can kind of track your schedule. Joy, I think a lot of people maybe wanted to go back to bed when they saw the snow.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly what I did. But we're going to be seeing spring-like temperatures as we get into the upcoming weekend. Got more on that coming up in the forecast. Stay tuned.
You're watching Eyewitness News.